Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having an awesome day and an amazing life. Super excited about today's video because it's gonna be something different. So, as you guys have seen on the news, there's all of this stuff, about how our phones are destroying our brains.
Many people feel addicted to their devices, glancing down at their cell phone when it buzzes or dings. Well, now a new study shows it's getting worse.
And I feel that. I feel like I'm addicted to this damn thing. And so today, I'm gonna go for the 24-hour challenge and just put this thing away. I'm not gonna touch it.
Nomophobia. You've probably never heard of it, but there's a good chance you're one of the thousands of Australians who suffer from it. It translates to no mobile phone phobia.
It's 9 in the morning, so I'm not gonna touch this thing, interface with it, or do anything with it until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. 24 hours. See you guys then. It's about 5:30, I can tell. So I just wanted to share some thoughts, some things that I've experienced so far. So, one, the phantom buzzing, like you think that there's a phone in here. Hello? It's not. And so that's happened multiple times already. Biggest hurdle so far that I've faced is that my brother, he's throwing a surprise birthday party for my brother-in-law. And that's happening today, by the way, in an hour or two, and he couldn't reach me. I think what I'm really learning right now from all of this is the intentionality behind everything. Because the phone makes everything so super easy. There was multiple times today that I needed to check my bank account.
The way that my bank account is set up, the thing is, I got a checking in the savings, but all my money is in the savings. I don't think my card is gonna go through unless you got jeans on, because you gotta wipe it off.
Having this intentionality behind everything you're doing. And another good example of that is having the phone. I'm able to just shoot a video so easily because I use my iPhone. But right now I'm shooting with my much more expensive Nikon Z camera, and I love this thing, and I feel like I don't use it enough because having that iPhone is just so easy to just throw it into cinematic mode or whatever and just hit record. But to have the intentionality that, okay, I'm gonna set this scene up, I need the tripod, I need the microphone, I gotta put the camera and all that stuff. I mean, it slows things down, but I think it's nice. Yeah, some quick thoughts. I am gonna take you guys with us to the birthday party. I'll shoot a little fun thing there, and I think eventually I will do an experiment where I completely do 24 hours without any technology. That's to come. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna go get ready. Gonna pack up the brother-in-law's gift and then go surprise him. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun, guys. "24 hours without this thing right here." I went 24 hours without using my phone, and there you go. It's beeping at me, it wants me to do stuff. Some of the things that I realized were I felt this freedom, or this, I don't know if freedom is the right word, or I just felt this this pressure that's not on me, right? It's just, I felt when we were younger, or at least when I was younger, we didn't have these phones following us at all time. We didn't have this thing in our pocket, and just not to even have it in my pocket, it was just such a weird feeling. There were so many times where just instinctively it's oh, I reach for my phone, or that phantom buzzing, or someone's calling me or texting me, and your brain, we don't realize it, but subconsciously our brains are always kind of on alert, perhaps, that this thing is calling for us. And this is a great tool. I don't I'm never gonna say that this is not a great tool, and I think it is an amazing tool. It's a very powerful tool, but I also think with any tool, it should be used for its purpose. And really, this has been designed, the apps that we use and interface with, they have been designed specifically to keep us addicted to it. And I don't think that's really brand new information. I think most of us are aware of this fact now, that the people who have made Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, I mean, they've hired people that have done studies on drug users and their brains, and how cocaine, for example, lights up the various regions of the brain. And they've done the studies, and they've designed and optimized these apps to keep us hooked and addicted to them. Two things that for me, I'm going to take away. One is that I want to at least go one day in a week where I just don't use my phone at all. And, in Islam, we have this concept of fasting, and, usually you're fasting from food. But I think fasting in its essence can be done from other things as well. You could fast from technology, for example. And I think the in Judaism, it's a really beautiful concept of Sabbath, and how they don't use an interface with any technology. One day out of every single week, they do this every Saturday. And I think that that's a pretty amazing thing to do. One, because it gives you a break. It gives you a chance to reset your mind, perhaps, and, allows your brain to gain happiness and that same kind of hit of dopamine from other things in our lives, whether that's spending time with your wife or your husband or your children, or, maybe going for a walk or reading a book or enjoying a cup of coffee and just staring out the window. That's a really amazing thing. And I think as human beings, we're optimized to do those things, and not so much to be spending all of our time on these screens. And then the second thing is, I think it sets a really good role model for my children. I told my children I was doing this, and them seeing it is better than me just telling them that, hey, this is not good for you, and don't spend so much time, and you can't have a phone right now, and versus me showing them, being that role model. Some of the cons that I realized is that we're so connected and so dependent on this thing that there was so many people that had texted me and I wasn't able to reply to their text. That's a pro and a con, because I really feel like this, instant, someone texts you and instantly you gotta text them back. I personally just hate it. I hate that. It's back in the day, it was slower. You sent an email, or even before then you sent a letter. And I'm not saying to go back to that, right? But what I did like is that more slower pace of communication, which is great, because, a lot of times now we're just so connected and we feeling like this FOMO, and it's we just need to be in and, within all these groups and always being in touch. And it's too much, because you only have 24 hours in a day, and if you are an adult, if you have a job and you have kids and family, and it's just, there's only so much time that we have. 8 hours is going towards sleeping, and then an hour probably all the meals, and then 8 hours of work, and then we gotta, how much hours are we sacrificing on this thing? And then where are those hours going to come out from? They're going to come out from somewhere. Something else is going to be compromised and sacrificed. So, and usually that's time spent with our loved ones, time spent perhaps reflecting, time spent reading and educating ourselves. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a tool. It should be used properly, but unfortunately, it's so hard for us to use it in that way, and me included. So I think this was a great experiment. I've taken some amazing fruits from this, and I'm going to try to implement those into my life. And my next experiment that I'm going to do is next Sunday, because I can only do it on Sunday because I have to use technology for my work. But next Sunday or Saturday, I'm going to do 24 hours with no technology, no internet connected technology. So I'm going to be doing more videos like this. Let me know if you guys are interested, if you guys like this kind of stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep smiling and have an amazing life.